it is Thursday, and it is weigh-in day. My weigh-in today was 160.4, which is a maintain. Damn it! Oh well, that's okay. I did not really know what to expect this week, because on the one hand, I'm still working out as hard, and I'm still seeing my body getting smaller. Like, before my eyes, every day in the mirror, I look smaller, which is a trip, really, but that's how it's been. So on that side, I thought, well, maybe I will be losing weight. But on the other hand, I was only at a 2,500 calorie deficit this week, not a 3,500 calorie deficit. I'm on my period, and I didn't do one of the cardio workouts that I had planned to do. So on the other side, my brain thought, maybe you won't lose. And here I am, and I maintained, which means I did lose, obviously. Because if I'm on my period and doing all this strength training, I'm gaining a lot of muscle. I know I am. I mean, I can look at that. It actually bulges up. This is kind of like, this is really new for me because I've never had muscle ever. But like, seriously, relaxed. I'm gaining muscle, and it's like rock hard now, which I've never experienced. I always thought like people with rock hard muscles must have taken steroids or something, but like my muscles are really hard. So I know I'm gaining muscle, and I know I'm on my period and therefore retaining and whatever. So I definitely lost this week, but it's just not showing up on the scale, and I'm okay with that. I'm so used to now, a year and a half into this, the ups and downs that they don't faze me like they used to at all. Plus, I have just such a better understanding of my body. So I didn't make a list. Let's see. There are things I want to talk about. Number one, I mentioned briefly, although you may not have caught it, that I'm not drinking alcohol since I came back from California, which is now almost 2 weeks ago. And that was a conscious decision after the fiasco that was drinking way too much alcohol. I just made the decision I'm not going to. I'm still probably going to have some drinks if I really want to. I guarantee you next week when I'm in Wisconsin with Greg, I will drink, and I'm okay with that. But I had become this habit of every night going on the phone or going into Stickam or going into Yahoo Chat and just drinking and talking with people, and it was like almost going to the bar and socializing, but at home alone and every night. And it was just, to me, it felt like the beginning stages of alcoholism, which scared me because the alcoholism does run in my family, as does substance abuse addictions. And I was talking to my little sister, who almost 3 years ago now kicked heroin and has been sober since then. She was telling me, when I told her it felt like I was starting to become an addict, she said, the fact that you could realize that it was becoming addictive behavior and just stop because you wanted to stop means you're not an addict. Which really clicked and made me feel so much better. It's always good to talk to an addict about that sort of thing. Because she said, as an addict, you will experience that behavior and find ways beyond the scope of reason to justify continuing to do what you want to do, despite all the signals that it's not going in a good direction. So, nonetheless, I did make the decision to quit drinking daily, regularly. I want to only have maybe one drink every 2 weeks or one drink every 3 weeks. Maybe even 5 drinks in one sitting, over one weekend, but it's not going to be a regular weekly thing anymore for me because I know that the alcohol impedes my liver from burning fat off my body, period. And it's been so obvious to me these last 2 weeks since I have not had alcohol in my system. My liver has been burning through the fat. That's why I'm seeing these fast, rapid changes in my body. The bikini that I bought 2 weeks ago, the top still fits. I've had to retie it tighter. The bottom is enormous. And I keep washing this bathing suit every couple of days because it's just so much too big for me. But it's not really shrinking when I'm washing it. So I'm going to actually go buy new bottoms. Because I can't even go swimming in those bottoms now. Like, they would fall off. They're ridiculously large. Today when I went sunbathing, I just wore black underwear with the bathing suit top. But it's just crazy because they fit very, very snug in the dressing room 2 weeks ago. So that's that. Obviously, my body's changing, and it's happening really fast. Next week, I won't have a weigh-in. I'll be in Wisconsin. I won't be in Wisconsin. I'll be in Illinois. I'm flying into Milwaukee. We're driving to Schaumburg, Illinois, staying in Illinois until the weekend, and then going back up to Wisconsin, and then I get to spend like 2-ish days with Greg, and then we're coming home. I'm coming home. excuse me, and he's going off to whatever city he goes to next. So that's my next week. Then, if you didn't catch it in Below the Yellow Line or on Twitter or on Facebook, because there's been lots of talk and speculation about, am I moving? What am I talking about? I am moving to California. July 1st, I will be out of this apartment. July 13th, I get in the U-Haul with Jason, who I'm flying up to Seattle to go on the road trip with me, down to California. I already have my apartment down there. I've already paid my rent for July down there, so I will be down there in July. Two more things. One, I made my Weight Loss Losers video yesterday as opposed to Monday. I made it yesterday, and I love it. It's all about my mom and how much of an inspiration she is to me and how she gives me reality checks when I think about my own life that inspire me to keep losing weight and stay on track. The video means a lot to me, and so far it's been very well received. If you're interested in seeing that, I will put the link somewhere in the video right here and also in the sidebar, but I'm going to put a hot link into the video once this video is processed. And I would love if you saw it. It not only explains sort of how I've put my mind into the place it is to constantly be working for weight loss, but it also, now that I've watched it a couple times, sort of to hear what I was really saying, because that video was so impromptu, I also realized that it explains a lot of why I am the way I am. The fact that I had to help raise my sisters, you know, I grew up really fast. The reason why I'm so self-sufficient with all my businesses is because I had these models to go by. It just really explains a lot of who I am and why I am the way I am. And if you're interested in that, because I know a lot of you do want to know more about, I don't know, how I've become who I am at my age, that's the place you can go. And also, Antishay Reads is doing very well. I have almost 300 subscribers, which just thrills me because that's like almost 300 more. Maybe it's 250. I don't know. It's 200 something. I think it's so exciting that there's a couple hundred people who really want to learn. This book is very interesting. We are currently at the end of chapter 5. Tomorrow I'll be posting chapter 6. But I've recorded through chapter 10, which actually brings us, this is the book we're reading, which actually brings us to the second section, the Western Diet and the Diseases of Civilization. The first section was the Age of Nutritionism, which we've already read through, including the introduction. So we're about, if you can see it, we're about a third of the way through the book. Well, on the site we're about a fourth, but we'll be a third by the time that all the videos are posted that I've recorded so far. It's a really, really good book. And now I've created a playlist on the site. So if you go to Antishay Reads, the YouTube channel, Antishay Reads, and you click on the playlist In Defense of Food, you can autoplay from the first to the last and watch through the whatever hour that's up there now. A lot of people have expressed interest in that someday becoming a podcast or an audiobook. I want to do that. I have to figure out how to extract the audio from the video to make into MP3s, and then I can podcast them. So that will happen eventually. But I'm having so much fun, and I wanted to know what books you thought we should read through next. I've read Skinny Bitch, and I thought about reading that out, although there's this huge section in the middle about veganism, and it's too extreme for me. I mean, I have been raised vegetarian and I eat meat. This is a question I get all the time, by the way, but I was raised vegetarian and I eat meat once or twice a week. But I get most of my protein from soy and cheese and other dairy products. So and nuts. But I just, even from that upbringing, I still think that the whole section in the middle is just a little too extreme for me. There's the book 8 Weeks to Optimum Health by Dr. Andrew Weil, which is a great book as well. And it basically just rehashes everything that's in Defense of Food, though. I thought about maybe reading something not related to weight loss, something like 48 Days to the Work You Love by Dan Miller, or More Than Enough by Dave Ramsey. That's a personal finance book. Or perhaps The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which has completely changed my life. So, what are you interested in? I know that everybody who watches Antishay Reads watches this channel, so let me know what you want to go through. And I will see you sometime next week for a midweek update, but it won't be a weigh-in. And Monday for Below the Yellow Line.